The demand for electricity in the U.S. is only getting bigger, and the AI boom is adding even more pressure to an already strained power grid. The Energy Information Agency expects electricity consumption to hit another new record this year after hitting one last year. Energy tech startup Base Power putting large batteries directly in people's homes, giving them backup power while creating a network that can support the grid. Joining me now is Base Power co-founder and CEO Zach Dell. Zach, it's great to have you back on Fox Business. You've installed more than 23,000 batteries now. You've got a valuation of $13 billion. You just got new funding coming in. Tell us more.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. It's great to be with you. Yeah, the company has a lot of momentum. We've started to ramp our first manufacturing line in Austin at Base Factory 1 and launched the Base Core, which is our fully vertically integrated hardware product that's designed, manufactured, installed, owned, and operated by Base Power, which allows us to offer the homeowner the most affordable home backup on the planet. So we've seen a lot of adoption from consumers, both in the deregulated parts of the market where we sell electricity to the homeowner and install the battery on their home. And then, of course, in our utility partnerships part of the market where we partner directly with the vertically integrated utilities to build them a distributed battery fleet that supports their grid in times of need and then also supports their customers when there are outages on the distribution grid.
And you're based in Austin, where you grew up, we should say, but you've really been working in particular in Texas and really seeing growth in that state as well.
That's right. So we're available really all over Texas now, all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area, the Houston area. We partner with some utilities near San Antonio, some Texas co-ops in North Dallas, and then we actually also work with El Paso Electric on the west side of the state. And we're really excited to continue expanding outside of Texas and then to enter new states as well. So we recently announced our launch in Illinois. In fact, I think that photo on the screen there is actually one of our installations in Illinois. And we're starting to expand kind of in the Chicagoland area. And then hopefully before the end of the year, we'll announce some exciting new markets, entering some new states through the rest of the year. And then into next year, we'll continue to grow the number of states where we're available.
You know, electricity and power, of course, has been at the forefront, especially on this program with the AI build out. And this new report finds the number of large data centers in the U.S. has increased more than sevenfold since 2018. New facilities moving farther away from major cities, closer to these local communities. Base Power, you are building a network of batteries. So it stores the electricity, which you've kind of touched on here. You feed it back to the grid when demand is high. I want to get your take on how significant, that battery storage and that power could be distributed to the grid. But also, I want you to listen to Thomas Healy, because Thomas Healy joined Maria on the program and talked about this issue specifically of electricity. Listen to this.
Who's going to win this AI race is who's going to have the most power. We're already at a point today where data centers they have excess chips that they're just storing in warehouses and they don't have power available to bring them online. And the problem is we're not winning this power race right now. If you look at China added about 500 gigawatts of electricity to their grid last year. The U.S. added about 1/10 of that, about 50 gigawatts. And so if we're serious about winning this AI race, we need to bring more power onto the grid. And it's probably going to look like that stat that you just mentioned over the next 10 years, about a 40% increase.
Interesting, right?
That's totally right. And I think, he's spot on with his analysis. I mean, the AI race really comes down to access to power. And what we have is a supply-demand imbalance in the country where there's an increasing demand for electricity, and we have not built out the supply to meet that demand. And so what we have is prices going up. Obviously, when demand goes up and supply doesn't follow, you have price increases. And so really what we're doing at Base is we're building supply. So we build distributed power plants out of batteries and software. So when we install these batteries on the grid, for our deregulated homes in Texas and Illinois, with our regulated partners in some of the utility areas, we're really just building distributed power plants. So take, big power plants and chop them up into tens of thousands of little pieces, connect them all via software. That's really what we're doing. And those power plants act as a supply counterbalance to the incredible amount of demand that's coming from AI. So we're bringing on as much capacity as we can, on the order of a gigawatt hour this year, multiple gigawatt hours next year, really more capacity than any developer out there, because we have to meet this increased demand from the AI infrastructure build out. and we're doing everything we can. We're raising lots of capital. We're building factories, building multiple factories in Texas to meet this demand, so we can ramp supply as quickly as possible and keep prices low for American consumers.
Yeah, well, I've got Mike Leon said he's got a question for you.
Zach, these seem like as a homeowner in Florida, these seem like an unbelievable alternative to your typical Generac generators that cost $10,000 to $20,000 to install. I mean, how big do you think your addressable market is?
I mean, we want to bring base to every neighborhood in America, and it should be really, every household in America. And then, of course, we have aspirations to build bigger batteries for commercial and industrial applications, and we have ambitions to build smaller batteries for renters and those who are not in, detached, standalone, single-family homes, which is really the only part of the market we serve today. So the single-family home market, I think there's somewhere on the order of 80 million detached owner-occupied single-family homes in the U.S. There's obviously many more, apartments and many more commercial buildings, gas stations, grocery stores, quick serve restaurants, that kind of thing. So over time, we're going to look to address all of those parts of the built environment. Today, we're mostly focused on single family homes. But if you just look at the single family home market, there's, tens of millions of structures out there that we can go attach batteries to and add that capacity to the grid. So the market really is massive. And I think some of that's reflected in our valuation. Obviously, the traction of the business, the performance of the business has been really strong, but the size of the opportunity, not just in the U.S., but globally is really large.
Your father, of course, is Michael Dell, one of the world's richest man, who's been doing a lot of great philanthropy, we should add, with the Trump administration. But Zach, do you still go to him and get advice for your company? Do you still lean on him and get his ear on things?
All the time. Yeah, we talk all the time. We're extremely close, and it's really fun to compare notes on what he's doing in his business, what I'm doing in my business, and he's an incredible mentor and CEO coach and father, of course, and I'm very lucky.
Yeah. All right. Well, Zach, thank you so much for coming on the program. It's great to speak with you.